Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Learn How to Sudoku, where we take a very easy variant Sudoku puzzle and we break it down in detail so that you can learn how to Sudoku. Today's very easy puzzle is called Money for Old Rope by Greasebull. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region, which is a box. We have anti-chess, where cells a knight or king's move in chess apart cannot contain the same digits. So in addition to normal Sudoku rules, where we can't have repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region, which is a box, you also cannot have repeats in any cell that is a king's move away, which is those 8 cells there, or any cell that is a knight's move away in chess, which are those 8 cells there. We'll go mark them with a different set. So you cannot have repeats between these digits and this cell, and you can't have repeats between these digits and this green cell. And that's for every cell in the grid. So that is anti-chess rules. We also have an arrow, where digits along the arrow sum to the number in the pill at the base of the arrow, which is read left to right. So the sum of all these digits must sum to what this pill reads, reading from left to right. So that means it's a 2-digit number. This is the tens digit, and this is the ones digit. So for example, if you had 36 here, that would mean these digits would have to sum to 36. Sorry, if you had a 3 and a 6 there, that would mean they would have to sum to 36. And that's an example of how the arrow works. We have German whispers, or as I like to call them, whisper 5 lines, where adjacent digits along a green line must differ by at least 5. So for example, if this were a 3, this would have to be an 8 or a 9, because those are the only digits which are 5 or more away from 3. And then finally, we have Renban, where digits along a magenta line form a set of consecutive digits. So these must be essentially a set of consecutive digits. So you could have something like, it's in any order. So you could have something like, say, 2, 7, 5, 6, 4, and 3. And this would be valid as a Renban line because they form a set of consecutive digits, right? Which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it's consecutive digits without repeats. At least that's the typical Renban. And I'm assuming this is typical because this is a very easy puzzle instead of translating that. Actually, you don't have to say without repeats because you can't have a repeat because this Renban line is all in the same box. So that's not gonna, so you don't have to worry about that. But, yeah, normally they say without repeats. Anyways, that's an example of how Renban lines work. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's learn how to Sudoku. Okay, well, this arrow is basically the 9 digits in the central box, which must be the digits 1 through 9, because you can't have repeats within a box or designated 9-cell region. So this must add up to the digits 1 through 9 added up, which is 45. So this is a 4 and this is a 5. We also have on this this Whisper 5 line, what digit cannot appear on a Whisper 5 line? And that digit is a 5, because subtract 5 or more away from 5, you get 0 or less, which is not a normal Sudoku digit. If you add 5 or more to 5, you get 10 or more, which is not a digit. So therefore, 5 can never be on a Whisper 5 line. So therefore, this must be 5. Oops. Where are the other digits? Well, 4 and 6 can only be next to one unique digit on a Whisper 5 line, and there are only two cells in this box which are next to one unique digit on the Whisper 5 line, and it's these two cells. So they have to be 4 and 6, which must be next to 4 must be next to 9, 6 must be next to 1. So these have to be 1 and 9 here. For 3 or 7 to be next to two unique digits on a Whisper 5 line, it has to be next to the 9 for the 3 and the 8. Well, one of these is guaranteed to be 9, so that means 3 has to be guaranteed to be one of those. And for 7 to be next to two unique digits on a Whisper 5 line, it must be next to 1 and 2. So this has to be 3 and 7 here, which forces this to be 2, 8, and 2, 8 as a pair there. Okay. On this Renban line, it's going to be 6 digits which are consecutive. That means it's either 1 through 6, 2 through 7, 3 through 8, or 4 through 9. Well, that means it's guaranteed to have 4, 5, and 6 on this Renban. And we know 4 and 6 cannot be here because of the 4, 6 pair there. So 4 and 6 must be somewhere on this Renban there. The 5 also has to be. It can't be here, so the 5 has to be one of these or one of these. And the rest we're not certain of. Yeah, we just don't have that much information. Okay, so now we have to use the anti-chess abilities. I'm not very good at this, so I'm not sure what we can look at. Well, where's 5 in the central? Well, we know the 5 has to be, so 5 has to be one of these sets. 5 cannot be any of these. Where is 5 in this right central box? Cannot be here, cannot be here because of normal Sudoku, because there's a 5 in this row and a 5 in this column. Can't be here because of Knight's move. So 5, and it can't be here. So it can't be here, it can't be here. 5 has to be one of these two digits, which means where's the 5 in row 6? Cannot be here because of the 5 in the box. Can't be here because of Knight's move from this 5. So it has to be one of these three. Cannot be here because of Knight's move from that 5, so it must be one of those two digits. So that's fine. This cell, if this were 5, it would see that cell because of King's move. It would see that cell because of Knight's move. So this can never be a 5 because we know in row 6, 5 has to be one of these two. So because of that, this can never be 5, which forces this to be a 5 here, which eliminates 5 here in this column. Okay, so similarly, where is the 5 in this lower central box? It cannot be here because of the 5 in the row. Can't be here. This cell sees this cell by King's move. This cell sees that cell by Knight's move. This cell sees this cell by normal Sudoku. This cell sees that cell by King's move. And this cell sees that cell by King's move and that by normal Sudoku. So 5 cannot be here. 5 cannot be here. 5 can't be here because of Knight's move from this 5. So 5 has to be one of those two. Which means where's the 5 in row 7? It has to be one of these two cells, right? Can't be here because of the... Can't be here because of one of these has to be 5. Can't be here because of 5 in the box. So it must be one of these three, and it can't be here because of normal Sudoku from that 5. Okay. We know the 5's one of these three. That eliminates 5 from being here, because this sees that cell from normal Sudoku, King's move, and Knight's move. King's move, it's normal Sudoku, King's move. Normal Sudoku, King's move, and Knight's move. So none of these could be 5. Which means, where is the 5 then in column 6? Cannot be here or here. can't be here, and can't be here because of knight's move from that 5. So it has to be here. So this is a 5 here. Um, 5 has to be one of these 6. It cannot be here because of king's move. Can't be here because of knight's move. So it's one of these 3. Where is the 5 in row 3? This sees this 5 by knight's move. This sees that 5 by king's move. This is normal Sudoku, king's move, knight's move. And this again is next to one of those 5, guaranteed. And it sees one of those 5. So it has to be 5 here, which eliminates 5 here. Because it can't be either of these two because the 5's in the column. Where are the 5's in this upper left-hand box? Cannot be here or here. Can't be here, so it's one of these 3. Okay. That seems fine. Where is 4 in this right central box? Okay, it cannot be here because of the 4 in the row. Can't be here because of the 4-6 pair in the column. So 4 has to be one of these 3. This cell sees this 4. So 4 is one of these two. This cell sees this cell by king's move, and this cell sees that cell by knight's move. So since 4 is guaranteed to be one of these two, that eliminates 4 from being a possibility here, because this sees it by king's move, this sees by knight's move. This cell sees both of these cells by knight's move, so this cannot be the 4 here. That forces this to be 6, which makes that 4. 6 can only be next to 1 on a Whisper 5 line. 4 can only be next to 9. 7 has to be next to 1 and 2, so this is 1 and 2, which makes this 8, which makes that 3. 4 is one of these two digits. Okay. Where is 4 in the central box? Can't be here. Can't be here because of knight's move, so it could be any of these. That seems fine. Okay, the remaining digits in column 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. Okay. Does that help us much? Not particularly. What are the remaining digits in column 9? We have 1, 3, 4, 6, 9. Okay, this can't be 4. 1, 3, 4, 6, 9. This can't be 4 or 6. Okay. This can't be 1 because of king's move from that one. And this can't be 1 either for the same reasoning. This can't be 7 because of 7 from knight's move. Okay. Remaining digits in column 7. We have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. This cannot be 6 or 7 because of king's move from these cells, and cannot be 2 and 4 because of the knight's move from 2 and 4 here. So this is 8 or 9. This obviously can't be 4. This one eliminates 1 here because of knight's move. Yeah, let's not do it this way. This is very unclear and cluttered. Where is the 1 in... Actually, where is the 1, the 6, and the 7 in this right central region? Well, 7's not as important. Well, it's not even that important. It's just that we're not going to be able to limit things as much. But 1 cannot be any of these cells because of normal Sudoku and King's Move. Actually, just King's Move. Cannot be any of these cells because of normal Sudoku and Knight's Move. Can't be this cell because of normal Sudoku, so 1 has to be one of those 2 digits here. Where is the 6 then in this right central box? Can't be any of these. Can't be here. Can't be these because of normal Sudoku. Can't be this because of King's Move. Can't be these because of Knight's Move, and this is already filled out. So 6 has to be one of these 2 digits. Well, this digit sees that digit by normal Sudoku. This digit sees that digit by King's Move, so this can never be 6. This digit sees that by Knight's Move, and this digit sees that by normal Sudoku. So this can't be 6. Well, where is a 6 possible in this upper right-hand box? It must be here. So this is 6, which eliminates 6 here. So this forces this to be a 6 there. Okay. We could do somewhat similar things with 4, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, this anti-chess move is actually fairly restrictive. Anyways, where can the 4 be in this lower central box? Cannot be here because of King's Move. Can't be here because of normal Sudoku. Can't be any of these because of Knight's Move. So this must be a 4 here or 4 here, which eliminates 4 from being there. Either one of these could still be 4, though, so that's fine. Hmm. So where is the 7 in this right central box? Cannot be here because of normal Sudoku. Can't be here because of King's Move. Can't be here because of Knight's Move. So it must be one of these 2 cells. Which means where is the 7 then in column 8? Can't be here because of the 7. It has to be because of King's Move and Knight's Move from this 7. Obviously these are filled out. This is filled out. So it has to be one of these 3 cells. If this were a 7, it would see this cell from King's Move and this cell from Knight's Move, so this can never be 7. So, on this Renban, you're never going to have a 7, which means this Renban has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because every other set of 6 digits, which are consecutive, would require a 7 from 1 through 9. So this must be, then, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. So this can't be 4 here. That means the rest of this box has to be 7, 8, or 9. Well, this can't be 7 or 8, so that forces this to be 9, which means this can't be 9. This becomes a 7, 8 pair. This can't be 1 or 3 because of the 1, 3, 1 and 3 in the column. That leaves the remaining digits in this column as 2, 4, and 9. And this cannot be 2 or 4 because of Knight's Move from the 2 or 4 here. So that makes this 9, which means this has to be 9. Or, sorry, this cannot be 9. Okay. Hmm. This can't be 2 because of the 2 in the column. What are the remaining digits in column 9 now? It's 1, 3, and 4. Well, this can't be 4 because of the 4 in the row. This is 1, 3, 4, but it can't be 1 because of the king 1. That's a King's Move away. Okay. We have 9s. 9 cannot be here because of normal Sudoku, can't be here because of King's move, can't be here because of Knight's move. So one of these three is a 9 in this lower central box. What else do we have? This is a 7-8 pair. Where is 4 in this upper left-hand box? Cannot be here because of normal Sudoku. Can't be here because of King's move. Can't be here because of Knight's move. So it has to be one of these two. 4 in this lower left-hand box has to be one of these 4 cells because it can't be here because of the 4 in the column. Can't be here because of 4 in the row. But if this one of these two is guaranteed to be a 4, and this sees this cell by normal Sudoku, and it sees that cell by Knight's move. Same with this cell. This sees that cell by normal Sudoku. This sees that cell by Knight's move. So neither of these can actually be 4, which means 4 has to be one of these two cells, which eliminates 4 here. That guarantees that this is a 4 here. Okay. Well, what does that limit 4 then in this upper central box? Cannot be here because of normal Sudoku, can't be here because of King's move, can't be here because of Knight's move, so it must be one of these 3 cells. And all of these 3 cells, these 2 cells see this cell by normal Sudoku, and this cell sees that cell by Knight's move. So these 4, since a 4 is in one of these 3 cells, that eliminates 4 from being a 4 here. So this is 2, which makes this 4, which makes this 3, which makes that 1. This can't be 1 or 3, so this is 4, which eliminates 4 from being that cell. So it must be here. This 4 eliminates 4 from being these 2 cells, because this sees that by normal Sudoku, and it sees that by Knight's move. So that forces this to be a 4, which eliminates 4 from being here, because of King's move. Therefore, this is a 4. Well, where is the 5 then in this box? It can only be here. This 4 eliminates 4 here, too. Where is the 4 in this box, then? It has to be here, which makes this a 5, because that's the only place 5 can be in that box. This 5 eliminates 5 in the rest of the column. Where is the 5 in this? Oh, wait, hold up. No, this can't be 4. Apologies. This actually still works this way, though. These 4s, this 4, if 4 were here, it would see this cell by normal Sudoku and this cell by Knight's move. If the 4 were here, it would see this cell by normal Sudoku and this cell by Knight's move. So that for these 4 having to be one of these 2 eliminates 4 from being those cells. So therefore, this is a 4, which does eliminate that 4. So that forces this to be a 4. This 4 eliminates that from being a 4. So then this is 4. Forces this to be 5. This can't be 4 anymore. Whereas the 4 in this lower left-hand box, it has to be here, which means 5 in that box has to be here. This 5 eliminates 5 from these cells. That forces this to be a 5 there. Which eliminates 5 from these cells, so that makes this a 5. So we have now all the 4s and all the 5s. This 2 eliminates 2 in the rest of the box, so this is a 1-3 pair. That means this can't be 1. This now must be a 2, 7, 8 triplet because of what's left in this box. And this can't be 7 because of the 7, that's a Knight's move away. Because of that, 2, 7, and 8 cannot appear in these cells here, right? Well, no, that's not true. That's not true. They can't appear in these cells. These cells, all see these 3 cells. This cell sees that cell by normal Sudoku, King's move, Knight's move. King's move, normal Sudoku, King's move. It also sees all of these cells. So this cell here sees all of these cells and all of these cells and these cells. So this must be a 1 or 3 because those are the only digits that are far enough away. That's not in the same row. That's not a king's move or a knight's move away. This cell must be 6 or 9 for the same reasoning. This cell must be 7 or 8 for the same reasoning there. This cannot be 7, but it could be, it can't be 2 or 8 either. Remaining digits, well, let's do remaining digits in, okay, where's the 9 in this lower left-hand box? It has to be one of these 4 cells because it cannot be in row 9. Well, this cell sees all of these cells, which are the only possibilities for 9 there. It sees these cells by normal Sudoku and this cell by king's move, so this cannot be a 9. This cell sees all of these cells, and this by normal Sudoku, king's move, and knight's move, so this can't be 9 either. That means in this lower left-hand box, 9 has to be in one of these 2 cells, which eliminates 9 from that cell there. Okay. That's not helpful. Where is the 6 in this lower central box? Cannot be here because of normal Sudoku. Can't be here because of king's move. Can't be here because of knight's move. That forces this to be a 6 there. Now, where's a 6 in this lower left-hand box? Can't be here because of normal Sudoku, king's move, knight's move, and this is filled. So this must be a 6 here. That means where is 6 in the central box? Can't be here, can't be here. These are filled out. This one because it's a knight's move away, so that forces this to be 6. Where is 6 in this upper central box then? Cannot be here, here, or here. This is filled out, so this must be a 6. That means where is the 6 in row 6? Cannot be here because of the 6 in the box. Can't be here because of 6 in the box. Can't be here because of a knight's move from that 6, and this one sees that 6 in the column. So this is 6 there. We have 8 6s. We know where the last 6 has to be. It has to be there. Okay. We have all the 4s. We should have all the 5s. We have all the 6s. Where is the 1 in this lower central box? Cannot be here. It cannot be this one because of knight's move, so it's one of those 2. Where's the 1 in this middle box? It must be here, here, or here. Where's the 1 in this upper central box, then? These both see that cell by normal Sudoku and king's move. They both see these cells because of normal Sudoku and knight's move, so it must be one of these 3. This can't be 2 because of king's move, and this can't be 2 because of knight's move. Where's the 2 in column 7? It has to be here. That means we should be able to figure out where the 2 is in this lower central box. Cannot be here because of normal Sudoku, king's move, knight's move, so it's one of these 2. That's not too helpful. Okay. Remaining digits in row 6 are 1, 7, and 8. Okay. That means, that's interestingly enough, This cell can never be 1, 7, and 8. It sees this cell from Knight's Move, this cell from normal Sudoku, and this cell from King's Move. So this can never be 1, 7, and 8. We already knew about the 1, 7, but this not being 8 means where is the 8 in row 7? It has to be one of these 3 cells, which eliminates 8 in the rest of the box, so this can't be 8, that's 7. That means the remaining digits in row 7 are 2, 3, 8, 9. Again, this can't be 8 because one of these 3 is an 8. This remaining digits in row 8 are 1, 3, 8, and 9. But, oh, this can't be 9 because one of these 2 is 9. We're guaranteed a 9 here. So this can't be 9 either. This can't be 9 since one of these 2 is guaranteed to be 9. This can't be 9 because of Knight's Move from that 9. So we have 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. Obviously can't be 3, 8, or 9. This is 1 or 2 here. Interesting. This can't be 2 because of of King's Move. This can't be 2 because of Knight's Move. Where are the 7 and 8 in the central box? They cannot be either of these cells. These 2 cells see that cell from normal Sudoku. This sees that cell from King's Move. This sees that cell from Knight's Move. So 7 and 8 have to be somewhere here, because none of these could be 7 or 8. Well, that eliminates 8 from being here. We also know one of these 3 is an 8. That eliminates 8 from this cell, because this sees this cell from normal Sudoku, King's Move, and Knight's Move. Those cannot be 8. Therefore, 8's either here or here in row 6. Where's 2 in the central box? Normal Sudoku eliminates that. King's Move, Knight's Move. So 2 has to be one of those 3. This cannot be 7, 8. And no 1, no 2. It could be 3. It cannot be 4, 5, no 6, no 7, 8. It's 3 or 9 here. Interesting. What about this cell? This cell cannot be 1 or 3. It could be 2. Cannot be 4, 5, 6. It cannot be 7 or 8 because it sees both of these cells, this one from normal Sudoku and this one from Knight's Move. So this is 2 or 9. Where then is the 8 in column 6? Cannot be here because it sees both of these cells from normal Sudoku and Knight's Move. Can't be either of these because it sees these cells from normal Sudoku and King's Move. Can't be here because of the 8 in the box, or in the row, so therefore this must be 8. Which eliminates 8 here. Okay. One of these is 9. Where does that leave 9 in the central box? It cannot be here because of normal Sudoku. Can't be here because of Knight's Move. This cell sees that cell by normal Sudoku, and it sees that cell from Knight's Move. So this one cannot be 9 either. So 9 has to be one of those 3 in the central box, which means 9 in row 5 has to be one of those 3. This is, I guess, 1, 2, 7, and 8. There's a lot of, stuff going on here. This cannot be 7 or 8. No 4, 5, or 6. So this is 1, 2, 3, or 9. But it can't be 1. So it's 2, 3, or 9. So 9 is one of these three. That eliminates 9 from being here. Remaining digits in row 3. We have 1, 3, 7, 8. Okay. And this cannot be 7 or 8 because we're guaranteed a 7 or 8 here. This can't be 1 because it sees all these cells from normal Sudoku and this cell from Knight's Move. And those are the only possibilities for 1. This cell cannot be 7 because 7 has to be one of these 3 cells here. This sees that cell from normal Sudoku, King's Move, and Knight's Move. So this must be a 1, which eliminates 1 here, 1 here. This can't be 1 anymore because of the 1 that's a King's Move away. So the only place for 1 in the central box has to be here. So this is 1, which means this can't be 1, it's 2. That eliminates 2 here. So this becomes a 3-9 pair, which eliminates 3 and 9 in the rest of the box and the row. So this can't be 3. That's 2. This can't be 1. This is a 3-9 pair. This can't be 3 or 8, so this must be 1 here, which eliminates 1 here. And this can't be 1. So where's 1 in this lower left-hand box? It cannot be here. It must be here. That means 1 in column 1 has to be one of those 2 digits. We have a 3, 8, 9 triplet. We need this digit then to be a 7. Okay, this 8 is a Knight's Move away from that cell, so this can't be 8. This must be 7, which makes this an 8. So 7 cannot be any of these anymore. Both of these 3 9s see this cell. This by King's Move, this by Knight's Move. So this cannot be 3. This is 8, which eliminates 8 here. Okay. This is 2, 3, 8, 9. Could be 9, yeah. Okay. Remaining digits in this left central box. We have 2, 3, 7, and 9. Obviously, this can't be 2 or 7 because of the 2 or 7 in the column. What else do we have? This 8 eliminates 8 here because of Knight's Move. So this is 7, which makes that 8, which eliminates 8 from that cell. So this is 2, 3, 9 triplet, which means this can't be 2, 3, or 9. So that's 7. This 2, 3, 9 triplet also eliminates 2, 3, 9 here, so it's 8. None of these can be 7. This 2, 3, 9 triplet all sees this cell by normal Sudoku, King's Move, and Knight's Move, and this cell. So none of these can be 3. That forces this to be 1, which means this can't be 1, and this can't be 1. This 7 and 8 eliminates 7 and 8 here, so this is 3. This can't be 3 or 7 because of King's Move, so this is 8, which makes this 7. Where's the 1 in column 1? It has to be here. So this is 1. This 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 9. This can't be 3 or 9, so it's 2. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's 3. This can't be 2 or 3, so it's 9, which makes that 3. This 3 is a Knight's Move away from that, so this is 9, which makes that 3. It's a King's Move away from here and a Knight's Move away from here. So, and this 2 eliminates 2 here, so this is 9, which makes that 3, which means none of these can be 3. This can't be 9 because of a Knight's Move away from 9, so this must be 2, which makes that 9. Remaining digits in column 2 are 2 and 7. Remaining digit in column 3 is 9. Remaining digit in column 4 is 3. Remaining digits in column 5 are 2 and 8. Okay, this one eliminates 1 here, so it's just 3 and 1. 3, we don't know. 2, 7, 8. This 8 eliminates 8 here by knight's move, so it's 7 and 8. 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 2 and 7. 2 eliminates 2 here, so it's 8, and that's a 2. Thanks for playing. Thanks for setting. This was pretty cool. I don't think it's very easy. Maybe it's because I'm not good at anti-chess moves, but it's pretty convoluted to get to there, right? If you're good at anti-chess moves, then maybe that's helpful, but this is not very easy in my books for that. I would consider this easy, but not very easy. So it is what it is. Still a very cool puzzle, very nicely set, and has a lot of very interesting logic to it, especially with the anti-chess. That's a very restrictive rule set, which limits where certain digits can appear. But again, it just requires so much. To say that's very easy, I don't think is really apropos of the actual difficulty level. I don't even know if I used apropos correctly there. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Learn How to Sudoku, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.